Alright, so for those of you who may have trouble remembering all of those guidelines to counting how many sig figs there are with all of the trailing zeros and zeros past the decimal, here's a much easier method that I used throughout chemistry all last year. I actually learned this from another YouTube channel by the name of CayerChem, so the credit goes to him for this, but for those of you who may not have seen his video but check out mine, I just want to make this available as well. So the basic idea is that you're going to imagine whatever number you have as the United States, and I'm not an artist, so yeah, there's Florida, and Texas is somewhere right here. I don't know what that is, but say your number is 0.00750. Well, on the left side of the United States is the Pacific Ocean, so P for Pacific, and on the right of the United States is the Atlantic Ocean, A for Atlantic. What this method is if there's a decimal present, then you're going to come from the Pacific and cross out all the zeros until you hit an actual number. And then from then on, that's how many significant figures you have. So our number here is 0.00750. There's a decimal present, which means that you're going to come from the Pacific side, the left side, and you're just going to cross out all the zeros you hit until you get to an actual number. In this case, that actual number is the 7. So from here you have 1, 2, 3 sig figs. You have 3 sig figs in that number right there. Say your number was 75,000. There's no decimal, that's a comma, so the decimal is absent, so you're going to come from the Atlantic, cross out the zeros until you hit an actual number. In this case it's the 5, which means that you now only have 1, 2 sig figs. Say you were to have 75,000, but you had a decimal after that 0. Now what you're going to do is, since there's a decimal present, you're going to come from the Pacific, so come from the left side, and the first number you hit is going to be a non-zero. So that means that from this number on, all the units are significant. So that means you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 significant figures. It's a pretty dorky way to look at it, but it definitely works, and I found it a lot easier to use rather than those guidelines that they outline in the book. Hopefully you guys can use this as well. Hopefully it's easier than what you've been taught thus far. And yeah, so just remember, if the decimal is present, come from the Pacific. If the decimal is absent, come from the Atlantic.